talk a little bit about what it is saying, and then afterwards we're gonna move into groups and share some of the things from out of this word. Okay.
हामी आज साम्सलाई हेर्नेछौँ अनि साम्स चाहिँ वचन सङ्ग्रह हजुर त्यो बाइबलको बिचको बुक हुन्छ है अनि त्यसबाट हामी हेरेर अनि डिस्कस गरेर
ओके साम 78 साम 78 तपाईं नेपालीमा हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ ल 7-8 ओके 78 verses 1 through to 8. All right, verse 1 through to 8. So we're going to read this chapter. All right, so Psalm 17. Are you there?
77 1देखि 8 सम्म
All right. So if you are there, I'm going to read from verse 1. My people, hear my teaching. Listen to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth with a parable. I will utter hidden things from of old. Things we have heard and known, things our ancestors have told us. We will not hide them from their descendants. We will tell the next generation the praiseworthy deeds of the Lord, His power, and the wonders He has done. He decreed statutes for Jacob and established the law in Israel, which He commanded our ancestors to teach their children, so the next generation would know them, even the children yet to be born, and they in turn would tell their children. Then they would put their trust in God and would not forget His deeds, but would keep His commands. They would not be like their ancestors, a stubborn and rebellious generation, whose hearts were not loyal to God, whose spirits were not faithful to Him. Okay, so let us not read in another language, but then just okay. Okay.
भजन सङ्ग्रह 78. हे मेरा प्रजा, मेरो शिक्षातिर कान लगाओ, मेरो मुखका वचनहरूमाथि ध्यान देऊ। म मेरो मुख दुष्टतामा खोल्नेछु, प्राचीनका वेदका कुराहरू सुनाउनेछु। ती जुन कुराहरू हामीले सुनेका र जानेका छौँ र जुन कुरा हाम्रा पितापुर्खाहरूले हामीलाई भनेका छन्, हामी यी कुराहरू तिनीहरूका छोराछोरीहरूबाट लुकाएर राख्ने छैनौँ, तर आउने पुस्तालाई परमप्रभुका महिमामय कार्यहरू र उहाँको सामर्थ्य अनि उहाँले गर्नुभएका आश्चर्यपूर्ण कामहरूको वर्णन गर्नेछौँ। उहाँले याकुबका निम्ति कानुनहरू कायम राख्नुभयो र इजरायलमा एउटा व्यवस्था स्थापना गर्नुभयो। आफ्ना सन्तानलाई यही कुरा सिकाउन भनेर उहाँले हाम्रा पिता पुर्खाहरूलाई हुकुम दिनुभयो कि आउँदो पुस्ताले यी कुरा जानुन् र अझ नजन्मेका शिशुहरूले पनि यी कुरा जानुन् र तिनीहरूले आफ्ना सन्तानलाई पनि यी कुरा भनुन्। यसरी तिनीहरूले परमेश्वरमा भरोसा राख्ने थिए र उहाँका कार्यहरू बिर्सने थिएनन्, तर उहाँका आज्ञाहरू पालन गर्ने थिए। तिनीहरू आफ्ना पिता पुर्खा झैं हट्टी र विद्रोही पुस्ता नहोउन्, जसका हृदयहरू परमेश्वरतर्फ वफादार थिएनन् र जसका आत्मा परमेश्वरतर्फ विश्वस्त थिएनन्।
Okay, good. So today we're going to discuss about tell and teach. Okay, can you say it after me? Tell and teach. Okay, भन्न अनि सिकाउन. Okay, tell and teach. It's very simple. Tell and teach. Tell and teach. Okay, so 78 Psalm, it talks about how we can tell. How we can tell our generations to come about our Lord, about our God, and about our Lord Jesus Christ. So how can we pass that stories that God has told us, or we have known from other people about God, to our generations or to the people around us.
यो भजन सङ्ग्रह 78 मा चाहिँ भनेको छ हामीले कसरी भन्नु र कसरी हाम्रो पुर्खाहरूलाई स्पेशली अब आउने पिढीहरूलाई चाहिँ हामी प्रभुको बारेमा हाम्रो गडको बारेमा चाहिँ कसरी भन्न सकिन्छ, कसरी सिकाउन सकिन्छ.
Okay, verse 3 and 4. Let's look at those verses again. Things we have heard. Okay, things we have heard and known, things our ancestors have told us. Okay, so the verse 3 actually, tells us that Israelites, people of God, they heard someone told them about God in their lives.
Verse 3 मा चाहिँ भन्छ इजरायलाइट भनेर मानिसहरूले चाहिँ उनीहरूको पुर्खा उनीहरूको बाउबाजेहरूले चाहिँ उनीहरूकोलाई प्रभुको बारेमा भनेको छ.
So hearing is very important in order to tell, right? Hearing, listening is very important in order to tell.
हजुर, सुन्नु चाहिँ एकदमै जरुरी छ भन्नुको लागि.
We cannot just talk, and then just leave, right? In order to tell someone something, we need to listen more or hear more.
केही भन्नुलाई सुन्नुपर्छ.
And what we hear actually shapes our sharing to someone.
के हामी कुरा सुनिरहेको हुन्छौँ त्यो चाहिँ हामीले जब बोल्दछौँ त्यो कुराहरू शेप गर्छ.
You can go to next slide, please. It's not responding this one. Okay, yeah, this one. All right. So what happens oftentimes is that we're hearing so much of negative voices from others or around us.
धेरै पटक चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ भने धेरै अब नराम्रो नेगेटिभ भनौँ न, राम्रो कुरा हुँदैन, नराम्रो कुराहरू मात्रै सुनिरहेको हुन्छौँ.
About ourselves and about what other tells, about our surroundings as well, about our community or whatever it is, wherever we are. We're used to hearing negative things, right? Most of the time we hear somebody criticize you or those things that puts negative impact upon your hearts.
धेरै प्रति चाहिँ हाम्रो कि त हाम्रो बारेमा होस् नभए हामी जुन चाहिँ ठाउँमा बसिरहेको छौँ या त कम्युनिटीको बारेमा त्यो सबै नेगेटिभ कुराहरू मात्रै थाहा भइरहेको हुन्छ, सुनिरहेको हुन्छ.
And maybe we are hearing positive things, but then negative things negates or that actually overwhelms your positive things in your life.
सायद हामीले कुनै कुराहरू चाहिँ अब राम्रै कुरा पनि सुनिरहेको हुन्छ तर बेसी नराम्रो कुराले भएको कारणले उसले त्यो पोजिटिभ कुरालाई नै ढाक्दछ, ओभरटेक गर्छ.
And then what happens over the time, and we keep on talking about not the positive things, not about something that God tells us who we are, but then things that is negative, right? And we're always like grumbling, and we just hang on to this little thing, and we just talk, we make it a little bit like really big, right? And then the whole day we just talk about that one, and that becomes an issue in our lives, in our hearts. Okay?
समय जाँदाखेरि नै त्यो राम्रो कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ हामीले बिर्सिदिन्छ अनि नेगेटिभ कुराहरूले हामीलाई हाम्रो जीवनमा त्यो प्रभाव गर्छ अनि धेरै कुराहरूमा प्रभुको बारेमा हामीले पनि अब पोजिटिभ कुराहरू.
So going back to the verse 3 and verse 4, it talks about these people of God. They heard about God who actually talks good thing about them, and they heard about somebody telling them this good news in their lives.
Verse 3 र 4 मा चाहिँ भन्दछ उनीहरूले चाहिँ सुन्छ प्रभुले चाहिँ उनीहरूको बारेमा राम्रो भन्नुभएको छ.
Not only they heard, but then they know it. Okay, they have experienced that good thing in their life, what they heard and what they've been hearing in their lives.
उनीहरूले सुनेको मात्र हैन तर उनीहरूले अनुभव पनि गरेको छ अहिले चाहिँ.
And verse 4 says that now because we have heard and now we have experienced about the goodness of God, right? So we will not hide them from telling to other people.
जब उनीहरूले अनुभव गरिरहेको छ प्रभु चाहिँ यति अब राम्रो दयालु हुनुहुन्छ भने हामी अब लुकेर न त लुकाएर राख्दैनौँ, अब सबैलाई भन्ने छौँ.
So we will tell the next generation, or we will tell people about God, this good what He has done, in our lives. Good thing about God, praiseworthy deeds of the Lord in our lives. Okay.
प्रभुको बारेमा यो राम्रो कुरा चाहिँ हामी सबैलाई नै भन्नेछौँ आउने पीडितहरूलाई पनि अनि सबै मान्छेहरू.
So this is important. We can go on the slide where it shows this circle happening. So when we hear good thing in our lives, then we are able to tell good thing to someone, right? When we hear the good news of God, then we are able to tell someone, okay? What God has done in our lives, we can tell those things to someone, okay? Telling happens when we hear, okay? And then after hearing, telling, then it comes about teaching as well, okay? So we teach them, what does it really mean, because through our experiences, through our own experiences, right?
जब हामी राम्रो कुराहरू सुन्छौँ त्यो राम्रो कुरा पनि हामीले त्यही नै बाहिर निक्लिँदैछ त्यही नै हामी कुरा भन्छौँ अनि भन्ने मात्र हैन तर हामीले सिकाउँदछौँ पनि.
Now today what we're going to do right now is that because we are small enough to discuss this, so let's tell. Okay, first thing that we're going to do is let's tell about something that God has done in your life.
हामी सानो ग्रुपमा भएर है अनि प्रभुले हाम्रो के राम्रो कुरा गर्नु भएको छ न त हाम्रो जीवनमा के राम्रो भएको छ त्यो प्रभुको बारेमा भनौँ एक एक गर्दै.
So let's make three people in each group. Maybe like we can group into maybe like 4 or 6.
एउटा ग्रुपमा 4 या 6 जना भएर एउटा ग्रुप बनाऊँ.
Okay, so let's group like 3 people into in each group and tell. Now we're gonna tell about how God has been good to you. Okay, for an example, this year now we are passing this year. Okay, it's almost like tomorrow is the last day for us, and I know for sure that God has done beautiful things in my life in many aspects, in many ways. God has appeared in my life during this year. And I want to talk about those good things to you. I want to share about those things to you as well. So I wanna tell those stories so that those stories may be an encouragement for you today to hear those stories. Okay?
2018 सालदेखिको अब यदि 1 वर्षसम्म प्रभुले मेरो जीवनमा के राम्रो कुराहरू गर्नुभएको छ त्यो हामी भन्नेछौँ अब.
Just last week we have and our sister is here. So one of our sisters, she accepted Christ on Thursday.
अस्तिको हप्तामा एउटा बहिनी यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ उहाँ पनि प्रभुलाई पाउनु भएको छ.
And then during this year we had a privilege. I had a privilege, like one day I was just like sick in my bed, but I wanted to take a walk and then go outside, and I was just sitting in this under this tree, just alone and by myself. I was just praying with God.
यो वर्ष नै मलाई एकदमै पीडा भएको थियो. उहाँ बिरामी हुनु भएको थियो अनि उहाँ चाहिँ बुढाको मुनि गएर रेस्ट गर्नु भएको थियो.
And then there is this man with his beautiful son comes. Like they were playing in the same place. He's from I came to know he's from Kenya.
अनि उहाँ रेस्ट गर्दा गर्दै एउटा बाउ र छोरा आउनु भयो अनि उनीहरू एकदमै राम्रो एकदमै अनि खेलिरहेको छ.
Now, like if you see someone from different than your culture, then it takes another bold step to go in and to make friends, right?
अनि
Just speaking reality.
केन्या भन्ने देशबाट आउनु भएको रहेछ. उनीहरू चाहिँ जस अलि काली हुन्छ है.
I mean, like different than your culture.
हाम्रो समाज भन्दा चाहिँ डिफरेन्ट.
And then so it becomes difficult, right? But then I was just there. I was sick already, and I had barely like speaking and things like that. But his son comes to me, and then he starts playing and communicating with me.
म त्यहाँनिर चाहिँ उहाँ चाहिँ एकदमै बिरामी भएर त्यहाँ बसिराख्नु भएको थियो, जस्ट रेस्ट मात्रै गर्नुभएको. तर त्यो छोरा चाहिँ उहाँसँग आएर अनि खेल्न सुरु गर्यो.
And then not only that, but then his son ended up playing with my son. Actually, he came all the way from where he was, and then he came to play with my son.
त्यो मात्र हैन तर छोराले चाहिँ अब उहाँको नेहमसँग साथी बनाएर अनि खेल्दा पनि.
At that moment I went to this guy and then I introduced myself, and then I left that place.
त्यतिखेर चाहिँ उहाँ चाहिँ अर्को बाबा बुवातर्फ गएर अनि भन्न थाल्नुभयो, शेयर गर्न थाल्नुभयो.
And I went home, but then something struck in my mind, and I said, Lord, I want to share gospel to this guy tomorrow, if you are willing.
उहाँको दिमागमा चाहिँ अब अचम्म अब प्रभुले अब त्यो थट दालिदिनु भयो कि भोलि चाहिँ म उसँग गएर कुरा गर्नेछु, प्रभुको बारेमा शेयर गर्नेछु.
But then I would not know that I will meet him again in that place.
तर मलाई थाहा थिएन फेरि भोलि उलाई नै भेट्छ भनेर.
But then tomorrow morning, again something happened that they were like, he was there, not at the same in an exact area, but then he was there somewhere away from that place, and I got to meet him there, and I started sharing gospel with this guy.
अचम्मको कुरा चाहिँ भोलि जब दोस्रो दिन जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ उहाँ त्यो मान्छे चाहिँ त्यहीँनिर नै थियो तर अलिकति टाढा हुनुहुन्थ्यो अनि उहाँले चान्स पाउनुभयो.
So long story short, we spent our Christmas one of the beautiful fellowship dinner time with this guy and his whole fellowship.
छोटकरीमा चाहिँ उहाँले त्यो मानिस र त्यो परिवारसँग चाहिँ राम्रोसँग क्रिसमस मनाउन सक्नुभयो.
He has married a Filipino woman from Philippines, and he wants to come to the service church. That's what he was saying. But he's also going through difficult times right now. His wife is pregnant and he works in 2 places, so it's a lot of those things going on. So he wants to come, but desperately want to come in, and wants to come in the church because he has been long time not gone to the church or done anything like that. So he actually is showing interest to come to the church and know God.
उसलाई एकदमै धेरै जानु एकदमै मन छ तर उसको पारिवारिक प्रब्लम्सहरु पनि छ. दुईटा जब गर्नुपर्छ उसको पनि.
So I have so many of those stories that I can share with you, but I will just keep it right now here. And what I'm encouraging is that you share, how this year has been a challenging year, and during those challenging moments, how God appeared and how God spoke to you. Something God might have done to you that it has been encouraging for you, and now you can share those stories to someone. And now in this piece, what you can do is that hearing is very important. Okay, some people are very skillful in talking, so we're gonna hear first, listen to someone speak their stories, and then we allow the other person to share their story.